Participant, you can start.
Sir, can you hear me?
Yes, brother. You can start, participant.
A very pleasant evening to one all present here. I'm Parthiban from Tagore Medical College. Medicine has been conducting a series of webinars for the benefits of young medical students. And today, as a part of that, we have Pathway to USMLE, an exclusive session for Indian medical graduation aspiring to pursue your career in USA. And today we have Dr. Ruchika Manchanda ma'am with us to give a session about roadmap to USMLE. To start off the session, I call upon the founder and the chairman of Medusane, Dr. Raghunandan Ramanathan, to give the welcome address. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, participant. I hope you can hear me. So today we have a roadmap to USMLE session by Dr. Ruchika ma'am, as well as we will students, those who are pursuing those who aspire to pursue their career in USMLE in USA. So I hope this session is going to be very useful for the undergraduates who are attending the today's session. So hope this session is going to be useful and utilize them properly. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining with us today and in spite of your busy schedule. And we hope Dr. Mukesh Bhatia sir will be joining us soon in middle of the session. Thank you, participant, and thank you once again to our speaker for today's session, Dr. Ruchika ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Now, before starting the session, I'd like to give a small intro about the speaker of the day. Dr. Ruchika Manchanda, after completing her MBBS at GMC Raipur and MD at GMC Belgaum, topped in CRPF and has served for about 13 years. After that, she entered into the field of teaching at 2014. Since then, she has been coaching students for about 7 years now and has many successful results till today. And without any further ado, I call upon Dr. Ruchika ma'am to start out the session. Over to you, ma'am.
Good evening, everyone. It is my pleasure to represent Bhatia Institute of Delhi, and Dr. Mukesh Bhatia could not come because he had some problem. Immediately he had to hand it over to me. He had some work, some personal work. So I'll be representing him, and I am working with Dr. Mukesh Bhatia since almost 4 to 5 years, and we have been actually helping people, guiding students for USMLE, and many of our students have been selected and they are doing residencies. Now, what is the roadmap to USMLE? I'll be discussing it in 3 parts. And as we all know that USMLE is United States Medical Licensing Examination, and this examination is necessary to get a medical license. And when you get this medical license, then only we can, or a student can practice medicine in USA. Now, which medical students from India or other countries can appear for the USMLE? USMLE is actually these people are very strict. They won't allow anybody to come and give the exams. Even to give the exams also, there is a directory of medical schools, and the medical colleges who are listed in this directory can only appear for USMLE. So better you should see whether your college is there in this directory or not. And in US, they call it as medical school, not medical college. Okay, so there should not be any confusion regarding it. We call it colleges here and they call it school there. How many steps are there in USMLE? This is a 3-step exam. They have USMLE step 1, then they have USMLE step 2 CK, and then they have USMLE step 3. Previously, there was step 2 CS also, but this has been cancelled permanently because during the COVID, it was very difficult to hold this exam. And this exam was only possible to do or give this exam in US only. What is USMLE step 1? USMLE step 1 is an exam where basic sciences, it's an exam of basic sciences, which covers anatomy, physiology, microbiology, pharmacology, behavioral sciences, and pathology. And this is a computer-based exam in which 280 MCQs are given, and they are divided into 7 blocks, and there are 60 minutes for each block. So it's a long exam, and one has to be really prepared for the exam. Not only prepared for the exam, but how to give the exam is also equally important. Then what is USMLE step 2 exam? This is also a computer-based exam, and it has around 318 MCQs. They are divided into 8 blocks, and 60 minutes are there in each block. Of course, in both the exams, that is USMLE step 1 and step 2, there will be some 40 or 45 minutes of the rest where you can go and eat, or you can drink also something, but you have to manage yourself, and there is a tutorial for it, which you have to attend to know that how to give this exam, because it's a long exam. Okay. And one thing is, we are very lucky that in India now we have this step 1 and step 2 exams, and these both the exams can be given in India. There are different prometric centers which are available in India, and you have to give these exams in those prometric centers. Now, what is the date of step 1 and step 2? This will be a very common question asked. What is the date? See, it can be given on any date, Monday to Friday, except holidays. Where can I give step 3 exam? As I already told you, that step 1 and 2 can be given in India, and there are different prometric centers. But as far as the step 3 exam is there, this can only be given in USA. One has to go to US to give this exam. Now, what is the age limit? There is no age limit to write this exam. What is the sequence of steps to be done? Now, this is a common question which the students face, that what should I do? Should I give step 1 in 3rd year or after internship or whatever? I would suggest that step 1 and step 2 CK can be given in any sequence, definitely. But my suggestion would be that once you finish your final year exams, okay, and you enter into internship, you know the clinical scenarios, because in the step 1 exams also, the questions are on clinical scenarios. So a little bit of clinical knowledge will help you crack better. So it's better to give in internship the step 1, and then take another break, or a break of 6 months or so, and then give step 2 CK. But one thing is very clear, that once you have given the step 1 exam and step 2 CK exam, then you will get ECFMG certification. For ECFMG certification, these days, OET exam is there. That is occupational English test. So once these 3 exams are clear, and there are other formalities also which are to be done, and then only you can give step 3. So for now, you should know that after giving this step 1 and step 2 CK exams only, then only you can give step 3. You cannot give step 3 before step 2. Okay, so that should be very clear. What is the minimum passing standard for steps? See, nowadays, step 1 is pass-fail only since last year. Previously, the scores of step 1 mattered a lot, but since last year, it is pass-fail only. So you are lucky, those who are going to give the exams now, because you don't have to bother much about your scores. But yes, step 2 CK, the scores are 214, and for step 3 CK, the passing scores are 198. So the passing scores, 214 for step 2 CK and 198 for step 3, they have increased it a bit. Earlier, they used to be a bit low. And another thing is that step 1 is pass-fail. So it's better not to have attempts, and better to pass step 1 in one go. That should be your criteria. How important are the scores of step 1 and step 2? I already told that for step 1, as it is only pass-fail, attempts should not be there, and you will have an edge over others. And most of the students, they plan it, or they do the exam in such a way that they have no attempts. Whereas for step 2, the scores of more than 245 should be the target. Actually, the scores matter as far as the subjects that you want to do your residency in. That is, whether you want to do in internal medicine, or in pediatrics, or psychiatry, or neurology, or maybe for that matter, difficult residencies like radiology, surgery. And for international medical graduates, these residencies or are really difficult to get. But yes, the scores of 245 plus should be your target to get a decent residency there. And we are there to guide you that if you have this much score, what to go for, and if you have how to go with your applications and things like that. So a decent score is needed because that will definitely catch program director's eye. When should one take the USMLE? Step 1. So I already told that majority of the students, they take step 1 exam in the like second half part of in the first half part and in the second half part of the internship in India. And after giving step 1, students should go to US, they should do their clinical rotations. And when the internship ends, or soon after the internship ends, then the student should write the step 2 exams. So it is better to give your step 1 exams once you are prepared in internship, and you can very well give your step 2 exams after internship. If you can give during internship, both of them, that's also okay. But you should have US clinical experiences. But for US clinical experiences, 1 year internship is there, then according to the NMC rule, now you have to finish the internship in a specified period. If it is 1 year, then you may not be able to go to US to do the US clinical experience, but I think it is for 2 years. Then you can extend your internship to 2 years and give your step 1 in the first half, go to the US, do your US clinical experience, come back and do your step 2 exams, and then complete your internship. So it will solely depend on the rules that are prevalent at that time, and we guide according to those rules and those things which the NMC wants and what the USMLE wants. So both the things have to be actually gathered, and the student should get the maximum benefit of it. That is our prime concern. Now, which courses does Dr. Bhatia Institute has for the students? The courses are there for all the 3 steps. And tell me about Dr. Bhatia's Institute's courses. Step 1 course has 3 rounds. Round 1 is the basic concepts, and the lectures of more than 350 hours are there. In round 2, there's test and discussion, which is followed by almost 1100 questions. Round 3, we have 20 full syllabus mock tests, and the explanatory answers are there with that, which helps the students to prepare for the exams. Now, as far as the step 2 is concerned, it has 2 rounds. We have round 1, which is test and discussion, and more than 1100 questions are there. And round 2, we have 25 full syllabus mock tests, and detailed explanatory answers are dealt there. If someone has not done the step 1 course, then the basic concept lectures of 350 hours can be taken from Bhatia Institute with the above 2 rounds. Because let me tell you one thing, that as far as the step 1 and step 2 are concerned, the clinical scenarios are there in both step 1 also and step 2 also. So 60 to 70% of the course is overlapping. Okay, so if you are very well prepared with the basic sciences, so as there is 60 to 70% of overlapping, so if your basics are good, I repeat, then you can really do well in your step 2 exams. That would be literally a cakewalk for you. Okay, and just doing the questions would really help you. Now, residency application. Now, it is not only about the steps. You have given step 1, you have given step 2, and then you are planning to give to step 3 also. But of course, step 3 is not mandatory to be given. It can be given after the residency, first year of the residency in US. But yes, I'll tell you why it should be given earlier. But before that, let me talk about the residency application requirements for the international medical graduates. Now, what are the residency application requirements for the residency match? First is ECFMG certification. You need a very good CV. Then you need personal statement. Personal statement is a very, very important part of the application. You need medical school performance evaluation. Medical school performance evaluation is also known as the Dean's letter. Okay, and this will be given to you by the administrator of your college where you have done your MBBS. Now, you need US clinical experience. This is mandatory these days because when you are doing residency there, the program directors expect that IMG who is coming and doing the residency here knows about the US systems and how the medical affairs work in the US. So this clinical experience helps you to know about the health system of USA. Then you need the letter of recommendations. Letter of recommendations are needed, and they should be from the American doctors preferably. But of course, at the right time, if you are not able to get it, then yes, you can get it from the Indian doctors where you have worked under them, and they have to be logical, and they have to actually project what you are and what exactly you have done with them. They're very particular about it. And then you should have some public research experience. This research experience will help you get get university programs. Now, let me just briefly tell you that what type of programs are there. See, as far as the programs are there, you have university programs, university affiliated programs, and community programs. For that matter, university and university affiliated programs, they really bother about the research. But the community programs of internal medicine or maybe of the family medicine may not that much bother about the research. But of course, if two applications are there and one with the research and one without the research, so naturally the application with research would be considered. So it is better that we have some experience with the research. And if it is published, well and good. And if it is published in PubMed, it is best. If it is not published in PubMed, try to get something about the research, like you have presented orally, some oral presentation has been done, or some poster presentation has been done in a national level conferences. That would also help you improve your CV. Then there is a voluntary research also. The hospital must be having a lot of research activities at the MBBS level. You can go and talk to your mentors, talk to your professors, that whatever research is going on, you volunteer and you want to collect some data or something, and your name is written in their research. Or maybe even if it is not written and the research is still going on and you have volunteered something, you get a certificate out of it. And that would definitely help you, that you really helped in some research work. Then I already talked about the poster presentations and the oral presentations, which you can do in the national level conferences. Now, what is ECFMG certification? A very important question. ECFMG is Educational Commission for Foreign Medical Graduates. This is actually a process where your academic records are verified by the ECFMG authorities. How to get the certification? We are there to guide you, because it is, sorry, because it is not only about the step 1 and step 2, but you have to have certificate of good standing, and you have to have your MSP and OET exams also. And when all these exams are there and you have given and submitted your documents, it is then that you will get the ECFMG certification. ECFMG certification is needed and is mandatory to have for the foreign medical graduates. You should have it before applying for the interviews. So that is a very important thing. That is ECFMG certification. It is after the ECFMG certification that you can give step 3, and that too in USA. Now, what is CV? I talked about CV. CV is a pro forma that is given in the application form, and the applicant has to fill it properly. In the CV, you have to project yourself that why that particular program or why the programs in US should choose you. Of course, they would like to choose you if you would stand out amongst the others and you would be better than the others. And once your CV is seen by the program directors and they like your CV, they would definitely give you an interview. But if some other person is there who has a better CV compared to you, then that person would get the interviews. So CV is a very important part of the application. So it is not only about the scores, remember. It is not only about the scores, but it is about your CV. Then another thing is that it's also about your personal statement. I'm coming to that. So we have to make our CV shine so that we stand different in the crowd. Now, what is the personal statement? Personal statement actually is a statement which is usually written in one page only, maybe 700 words or 600 words only, but there has to be a complete flow in it. And this flow of your personal statement should tell about your strengths and your qualifications. It should tell why you want to be a doctor, why you want to be a physician, or why you want to join pediatrics, or why you want to join only family medicine. So personal statement, if you are applying for 2-3 specialties, maybe if you are applying for internal medicine, or you're applying for pediatrics, or you're applying for family medicine, the personal statement will be different for all the branches that you have to apply. It's a bit different. The applications are a bit different, and we will be there to guide you at every step. Guidance to every step is needed. The end goal is to produce the application that stands out, and we are there to help you. We are always there, and you have to be moon among the stars. Now, as far as the personal statement is concerned, how can we help you? It has to be impressive, and impression to the extent that the program director wants to give you the interview, and in the interview, he will be asking you questions regarding your personal statement, and you should be able to answer them also there. So what you have written, why you have written, and how you want to go about it. So a complete guidance is needed for all this, and we have been guiding at Bhatia Institute very methodically, and we will do it so that you are best and you stand alone amongst the others and you get the interviews. What is US clinical experience? That is USCE. This United States clinical experience can be in the form of medical electives, clerkships, observerships, externships, and virtual rotations. Now, medical electives, let me tell you that in USA, what is electronic medical records, which is called EMRs. This electronic medical records are used in US. For that matter, they are used in India also, but very few are using it. Actually, the whole idea about it is that it is paperless, that no paper is there. Everything is computerized, and it's a digital version of the paper work which we do in India. Okay, and the doctor's office and hospitals in US, they are using EMR. So you have to learn about the EMR, that how to operate it, how to fill it, how to go about it, and that you will learn when you will be doing your US clinical experiences. What are the letter of recommendations? The letter of recommendations are very powerful tools. How? They can make your residency application, or even they can break it. Now, you can send maximum 4 letter of recommendations with your resume. Here, what is important is that suppose you have applied for internal medicine, but you are giving a LOR of neurology, or maybe neurology would do for internal medicine. But if you are applying for internal medicine, but you are giving a letter of recommendation of pediatrics, so that won't be counted very high on you. So the letter of recommendations have to be in the branch where you are applying. It needs proper guidance from our side so that nothing is left and you do your best. So better to get the letter of recommendations from a US doctor in the branch or in the field where you have to practice, where you have to join the residency. So a complete guidance from our side will make you understand the things so that your application stands apart. What is the importance of published research, volunteer research, poster presentations, oral presentations, etc.? Actually, in US, what they want is that they want a person with critical thinking, because these things, research, it stimulates a critical thinking. It is an intellectual thing. And these are actually lifelong learning skills. So this is needed in an evidence-based medicine. So evidence-based medicine needs learning skills, lifelong learning skills, which you can get from these. And that is why these carry a lot of importance. Applicants who have good research work done, they have good publications. If in PubMed, that is very well preferred. They really get an edge over others. Sorry. Now we will help you get the research experience. We are there, we'll really help you, we'll help you get publications, but it would be that you will be writing your research paper. We'll teach you how to do it. It is not that your name will just be added. We are there to teach you. It can be on an online mode or an offline mode, depending on the slots available, but you will be taught how to write, because in the interviews, when they ask you the questions, if just putting your name, naam likh dena, no, please don't do that. We have to be honest to ourselves. We have to honestly work and get the things done, know the things, and then only when the questions are asked in the interviews, you'll be able to answer. So that has to be kept in mind. So we will get you the research experience, rather teach you how to do the research. And another important thing is interview preparation. This year, let me tell you, a lot of students were there with very high scores from AIMS, and they couldn't match in the first attempt. Some of them were in the second attempt, and although their scores were really good, but their interview preparation was very poor, and so they couldn't get selected. So that is a very important part. If right from day one we start preparing for interviews, we have got good sessions on interview preparations. Good sessions means that you should know how to speak, how to give extempo speeches, because suppose there are some 120 or 130 questions, you prepare it, but then the question, something else is asked and you get fumbled. So that should not be there. You have to be very clear answering all the questions, and you should know how to recapitulate the same matter and answer what is being asked. Now, how to apply for USMLE and get residency? Yes, we will help you in applying for the USMLE. First of all, you have to get the USMLE ID. Okay. You need to fill various forms. We'll be guiding throughout that which form is to be filled, how it is to be filled. But one thing is there, all the paperwork will be done by you. Wherever you fumble or wherever you are not able to do it, we'll be helping you out. Then after doing all the paperwork, taking the dates for the exams and giving the exams, step 1, step 2, then your medical schools will be uploading your MSP, getting a certificate of good standing, all those certificates you have got, and finally you get the ECFMG certification. Once you get the ECFMG certification, then you have to apply for the residency. There are so many things needed for residency, as I already told you: CV, your PS, etc., your presentations, your volunteer experiences, your clinical experiences. So we'll be guiding you how and where to put your best experience, how to put your best experience, so that you are different from others. And the program director likes you and he gives you the interview. So that's about it. Now we will help you how to apply for residency. What is IRAS? IRAS is Electronic Residency Application Service. Now, you have been ECFMG certified. Okay, you have to apply for the programs. It is through IRAS that you will be applying to the programs. This is actually a centralized online application service which will deliver your application, and all your supporting documents will be uploaded from the ECFMG site, that is USMLE certificates of step 1, step 2 will be there. And in IRAS, you will put your application, put everything, your CV, PS, everything will be put there. And it is in IRAS that LORs will be uploaded. Please don't take the LORs from your physicians whom you have worked. They have to upload the LORs in the IRAS. Okay, you don't have to see those LORs. If you see those LORs, they have less value. So all the letter of recommendations have to be uploaded by the respective physician. You don't know what is written in it. I know you have worked very hard, and it will depend on your LORs. And yes, if you have worked very hard, the LORs from the American doctors are really genuine, and we'll be guiding you how and what to do about it. What is NRMP? Yes, now you have applied for the applications. Okay. This is a National Resident Matching Program. This is another thing. You have to register to two things. One is IRAS and another is NRMP. In IRAS, you will put all the applications. But in NRMP, it is a matching process. We'll guide you how it happens. First of all, once there's a timeline for applications, okay, they usually start by September. They will tell you that by September 30th, you can fill your applications, and the programs might be able to see on 1st October all the applications. Okay, they will see the applications in IRAS and you will get all the interviews through IRAS. Clear? Once you have got the interviews, suppose you have got 5 interviews, you will rank them in NRMP. So that is what I was telling you, that NRMP is important because ranking of the programs will be done by both the programs as well as the candidates. We'll guide you. I'm just briefly telling you about it, but as you will join us, we'll go into more details about it. Now, what is SOAP? So once you have ranked the programs and programs have ranked you, there is a system in which it will be all mingled. And once it is mingled, it is candidate friendly. Remember this. You will be given a mail saying that you have matched. And after that, you won't know that which program you have matched. But of course, if you have matched, it will be only those 5 programs where you have interviewed. Okay. And you have ranked them also, the NRMP. Now, once you have been matched, or suppose a candidate is not matched, then those programs which have still vacancies and for the students or for the candidates will come out. So in NRMP, now 2 things will be visible. First will be those who have matched, they cannot access this. They have matched means matched. You cannot go into SOAP. I'm talking about the SOAP. So SOAP is Supplemental Offer and Acceptance Program. Here, the programs will put their vacancies, and those candidates who have not matched but have applied for the residencies will be able to see the programs and they will apply again. Once they will apply again, then the programs will immediately start giving interviews. The whole process is completed in 3 to 4 days. Every year scenario changes, and it is usually from this year, like it was from 12th March to 17th March, and 17th March, 10 a.m. the results are out. And in those results, first of all, those who had matched before SOAP, they will know their programs, as well as those who have matched in SOAP, they will also know where they have matched. So it will be very clear that the programs had suppose 10 seats. 9 of them matched before SOAP, and 1 candidate they got in SOAP. So it is complete. And no more candidates will be taken. But suppose a program has 10 applications, only 7 matched before SOAP, 2 matched in SOAP. Now 1 is still left. Now that is also the program may consider and may want a candidate for that also. But for that, the candidate has to directly apply to the program. This NRMP matching is completed after SOAP. Clear? It's a detailed process which I have tried to sum up in a short way, but yes, we can discuss it up. How can we help you in the application process? The whole application process is very important because we'll help you applying to the programs, we'll help you select the specialties according to your PS, your CV, your marks. Okay, and finally, we'll also help you make your rank order lists, because living in India, we may not know that which program is what. Now, we'll also be there if any guidance is needed during your SOAP. How do I get a visa? Visa is a very big issue. So there are three kinds of visa. Let me tell you. First is B1, B2. B1, B2 visa is a visa which is actually a tourist visa. And usually when the students go for US clinical experiences, maybe electives or some rotations, then they use B1, B2 visa. But when they get the residency, they get H1B and J1 visa. H1B is a visa which is actually employment visa, and J1 is an exchange visitor visa. Both the visas are equally good. They have their pros and cons. The right decision along the right path will ensure a chance of matching. Give us a chance. Join us, and we will definitely help you reach your dreams, and your dreams will surely become true. Thank you so much. Any questions are welcome from my side.
Thank you, ma'am. If the participants have any queries, please post it in the chat box. I don't think there are any queries, ma'am. We can end the session.
So I think everybody of you understood.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for joining with us today, ma'am. And I thank Medusane for arranging such a program. We'll meet you soon next week. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much. I'm privileged to talk about it.
Thank you.
அண்ணா முடிஞ்சுங்களாண்ணா?